What's up traders? Welcome to weekly trade setup video. In this video, I'm going to give a complete multi-time frame analysis of the hottest currency pairs that we'll be looking to trade next week. The currency pairs that we'll be analyzing today for 22nd of November to 26th of November are gold, dollar yen, GBPJPY, Euro AUD and NOKSEK. At the same time, you can watch my previous week's analysis. Most of the currency pairs did exactly the same way I have analyzed. I will put a link above and also link will be in the description. You can watch them so that you can have some confidence about my analysis. If this is something interesting to you, then smash the like button for me. And also don't forget to subscribe. There is a lot of content in this channel that will change the way you trade. Before I begin, a quick announcement is that I will pick one lucky person by lottery first week of every month to give lifetime access to all the signals that I am sending to my students as well as all the strategies that I am teaching them. My students are paying $650 US. You can have completely for free if you win. The only thing you need to do is smash the like button for me and also drop a comment below yes so that I can keep you in competition. Before I begin, a quick disclaimer is that this is my own opinion about the market. At any point, the market may do completely different than what I have analyzed. So make sure you do your own analysis as well as manage your risk if you use this trading plan. Now with that said, let's jump onto it. Okay, so let's start with Euro AUD first. Now let's start with monthly time frame. Why monthly? Because remember, monthly, weekly or higher time frame removes all the lower time frame noise. You can get a clear direction in the market and then you can enter the trade based on 4-hour, daily or lower time frame. So with that said, on the monthly, what you see that Euro AUD in a downtrend. So how do you know? From the market structure. So the downtrending market structure is something like this, creating a lower high and lower low. This is a typical downtrending market. Now let's look at if we see this market structure in Euro AUD. Starting from here, what you see that on the monthly, there has been a big impulse to the downside followed by this correction. There has been another impulse to the downside followed by this correction and then has been another impulse. Now at this point, what we are seeing that Euro AUD in this impulsive phase. So because it is in an impulsive phase, we can expect Euro AUD to drop and create new lower low. So with that said, Euro AUD in a strong downtrend. Now narrowing down to recent time frame, what we see that previous months Euro AUD has created this strong bullish candle. Now this current month so far, what we see that the price went for a retracement. Now let's see how much retracement it has made so far. To do that, take your Fibonacci, place it at the starting of the move to the end of the move. What we are seeing that Euro AUD currently just have been rejected from this 38.2 Fibonacci level, which is a minimum Fibonacci level and which is happened mostly in a strong trending market. And what do we see that Euro AUD in a strong downtrend, and we can expect that from here Euro AUD to drop. At the same time, if you see that this level where the Euro AUD dropped is basically a very important level of resistance. You see that there is a strong doji here. Now this doji is very strong and we can expect as a result to drop further, and from here we can see creating a lower low on the monthly as well. Now jumping on the weekly time frame, what kind of price action we have? Now on the weekly we have a little more further confirmation. Now what do you see? First of all, Euro AUD has created a head and shoulder on the weekly. This is a clearly textbook head and shoulder pattern. Now after this head and shoulder, what do you see? As usual, the price aggressively drop to the downside. Now after this drop, what you see, there has been another impulse to the upside too for this retracement. Now this is the weekly retracement. What we see past week, that just this candle has been closed, is a strong doji. Now this is a hanging man. Now hanging man, as you know, that this is a very profitable and mostly used candlestick pattern. So what is a hanging man? When you see a resistance and when you see a pin bar upside down like this, that is called a hanging man. That means someone is hanging on top. So this hanging man can be a good trading opportunity for us, because as you see that this hanging man formed just below this important weekly level of resistance. This is an important weekly level of resistance here, and from here we can expect this instrument to drop and to create new lower low. Now let's go to the daily time frame to see how we can enter a trade. Now this is where the things are interesting, because as you see that the price has created a double top here. So the price reversed from here after this uptrend, and now it has created almost a head and shoulder in this area. So after this double top, the price dropped to the downside, created an impulse to the upside for a retracement. Let's see on the daily as well how much retracement it has made. Take your Fibonacci from the high to the low. What you see that Euro AUD on the daily just at 61.8 Fibonacci, which is the golden ratio for Fibonacci. So we have a lot of confluence for Euro AUD to drop. Now how we will be trading with our student? Now for the entry, as I explained before, we will go to the lower time frame on the 4 hour. Now this is where the first day of trading week in the morning, we will be watching the price section with our student to take a short trade from here, and this will be definitely a good trade, because as you know that this instrument is likely to drop from here, and it will be a big move to take. We will take at least 1 to 5 or 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. Now if you are enjoying this analysis, don't forget to subscribe. There is a lot of content including strategies, tutorial as well as live analysis, so don't forget it. Let's start with another currency pairs that we'll be looking to trade next week is GBPJPY. Let's start with, as usual, on the monthly time frame. Now on the monthly, what you see that GBPJPY in a strong uptrend. So what you see, this market structure is an uptrending market structure, impulse, correction, impulse, as usual is an uptrending market structure. Now the previous months, what you see that this is a strong bullish engulfer in this level of support. So after this strong green bullish engulfer, what you can expect, another one to go up as usual. Now you can say now still this is red, that's an opportunity, because this month this red means this is a retracement. So in a healthy market, when there is an impulse, there has to be a retracement. This is the law in trading. Now after as we see still 10 days to go for this candle, but what we are seeing that from here we can expect an uprise because retracement is almost over. Now let's jump on to weekly time frame to see what kind of trading opportunity. Now who watched my previous week's analysis, what I said that this instrument is just started to rise from here, and that is what exactly happened. I'll put a link above. You can see the proof how I analyzed and how accurately it became. Now at this point, what you can see that after this impulse to the upside, the price again retraced. So this is another opportunity now to go for another long trade for this instrument, because what is likely to happen, as you see that it is creating a higher low and higher high. That means that it has resumed its retracement, now started to move up. So what we might see on the weekly as well, to create something like this pattern and moving to the upside. So what we might see in the next new trading week, to price to come to this important liquidity zone. This both candle close is a very strong liquidity zone. We might see the price to drop here and then started to move up. So on the monthly, on the weekly, we see a bullish momentum. Now let's jump on to daily time frame to see what kind of trading opportunity we have. Now on the daily, what you see, the last day of trading week, the price dropped to the downside, grabbed the liquidity. At the same time, it has completed an inverted head and shoulder pattern, which is another reversal pattern. Now as you know that this is a very strong level of support here. So what you see here, there is a resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, now acted as a support. At the same time, it has created a reversal pattern on the daily. So we see a possible upturn from here. So all this confluence is bullish. Now then, how we will be trading? As usual, we will go to the lower time frame on the 4-hour, and this is where we will keep watching on the first day of trading week to take a long trade from here. Our stop loss definitely below all this low, and our take profit will be at least 1 to 3 or 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. Now let's jump on to another currency pairs that we will be looking to trade next week is dollar yen. At last we will do gold, so make sure you watch till the end to see how gold might behave this week. Now let's jump on to dollar yen first of all on the monthly time frame. Now on the monthly, what you see, the dollar yen is in an uptrend. Now this market structure is a very strong uptrending market structure. Starting from here, this is the big impulse, a big impulse, and then what happened? The price consolidated something like this. So this is an uptrending market structure creating this bullish flag, and then finally broke to the upside. Now when the price broke something like this, this is a very strong trending market, and we can expect on the monthly to go dollar yen well above. Now this current month, what we are seeing that the price just been tested this trend line. So this, if you draw this a trend line, what you see that monthly candle just tested this level, and then buyers took the opportunity, bought. So the big boys bought from here. What you see this long week, there's been a lot of buyers here. So there is a lot of buy order in this market. We can expect in this month as well as next month to rise the price up. Going to the weekly time frame to see what kind of opportunity we have. Now on the weekly, what you see that there is a nice looking shooting star in this market. Now what is a shooting star? Is just an opposite of hanging man. A shooting star is when you see a pin bar, downward pin bar on a level of support, is what he calls shooting star. Shooting star is a very profitable candlestick pattern, because in shooting star you can have a very narrow stop loss and you can take a big profit from a single trade. So with that said, as you see that on the weekly, we see that there is a shooting star, and also it is a retest of this wedge pattern formed on the weekly time frame. The wedge broke to the upside, tested here as this resistance as support. Now we can expect another push to the upside. Now let's jump on to daily time frame to see how we can find a trading opportunity. Now on the daily, what you are seeing that the price has just tested this blue 20 period moving average. At the same time, this level, you see this trend line is basically a resistance of this wedge pattern to the upside. Now from here, what you can expect, as usual, you can expect a little bit of retracement in the new trading week, price rise to the upside. With that said, let's jump on to lower time frame on the 4-hour. This is where we will be entering our trade. Now we will be watching on the first day of trading week to see how this instrument is behaving. As soon as we will find proper entry point, we'll take a long trade from here to take a trade with a very good risk to reward ratio, at least 1 to 3, 1 to 5, even 1 to 10 if we find proper entry point. Now let's jump on to NOKSEK, how this instrument is behaved. Now before NOKSEK, remember this is a exotic pair. If you are a day trader or trading in the short time frame, then avoid trading this instrument. You can trade this only in this instrument is based on daily or higher time frame. So with that said, NOKSEK, just quick analysis on this one. On the monthly, what you see, the NOKSEK just been rejected from this very strong level of resistance. So if you see that this is a very significant resistance, so you see there is a support here, there is a resistance here, there is a resistance here. Now we see there is a resistance. The price monthly candle couldn't break this level and then drop to the downside. From here, what you can expect that this monthly candle to drop further lower. Now let's jump on to weekly time frame. What kind of opportunity we have now on the weekly? What we see that the price has created an inverted hammer or a shooting star, whatever you want to say, or a pin bar. Now as you see that this is the trend line. This instrument was channeling to the upside. So from here we can expect only to fall to this level. It might fall to the down, but what we will be doing is basically, this is not a high risk to reward ratio trade, but this is a very high probability trade. Now let's jump on to daily time frame to see. Now this is where we will be trading. Now this trading opportunity could be something like this: entering at the closing of the candle, stop loss above this double top formation, and trade closed at 1:1 risk to reward ratio. The reason is because this is a high probability trade setup and highly likely that this instrument will fall to this level. And why not? If you have a high probability, sometime we trade 1:1 as well. Now let's jump on to gold, how this instrument might behave. Now let's first of all starting with monthly time frame. Now monthly, what you see that gold is in a bullish run. So you see that every month the price was creating a higher low and higher high. So basically it broke to the upside. Now at this point, what we are seeing that on the monthly, this instrument is retracing to the downside. Now at the same time, you see that on the monthly, the instrument has reached just to the monthly resistance. What you see, this trend line, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and we might see a deeper to the downside. We don't know either this instrument will finally break this trend line or will start to move down again. Now let's see on the lower time frame how we can predict the short-term movement on this instrument. On the weekly, what you see that this week the price just tested this trend line on the weekly, this resistance here, and then primarily rejected to the downside. Now let's jump on to daily time frame to see what kind of trading opportunity we have. Now on the daily, this is where we have an opportunity to trade, because now there is a pattern. It's clear. As you see that this is a trend line, the price dropped from here to this level, again up price dropped from here to this level, created a double bottom formation, and then went to the upside, created a double top, again dropped to this level, and again the price went to this level, created another double top formation. With that said, on the daily as well, what you see that gold has created a double top formation in this level of resistance. So after this double top, what you can expect this instrument to drop further. Now where we can expect it to drop, let's draw this trend line as well. So this is where we can expect. Let's draw this trend line properly so that we know that where this instrument might drop. Now let's draw this first, this trend line. So this is the safest way to predict this instrument. So this is where we can expect this instrument to drop at least to this level from here, and from here it might create another reversal and maybe another making another impulse or going to the downside. But how we will be able to trade this instrument based on lower time frame? Let's see on the 4 hour how we can trade. Now on the 4 hour, what you see that gold has broken this level of lower time frame. On the 4 hour, this is the support here, support here, support here, support here, support here, has been broken to the downside. From here what we can expect that this instrument to drop, but we might not see directly drop from here. What we will be waiting basically a test of this trend line as a resistance here. At the same time, you see that there has been another trend line along this line, and this is where the sweet spot for us to trade this instrument with a high risk to reward ratio. Now what we will be doing with our student, this price to retrace to this level, if only this instrument reach here, create a structure at that point, we'll take a short trade from here with a very good risk to reward ratio. I sincerely believe this analysis was helpful to you. If you find value in it, drop a comment below, and also smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, check out my website for if you are interested in any kind of strategies or any kind of signals, live signals, high probability that I'm sending to my students. Thank you for watching. See you soon in my next analysis.